So I never really do a lot of videos like just talking about my personal life experience in depth, or you know what I'm saying, just talking about my personal experience, mainly things that happen beyond like spirituality, all that type of stuff. Today we doing a story time, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about a story that taught me a good lesson that was kind of a little bit silly, you know what I'm saying, but it taught me a good lesson, and I brought this lesson throughout my life, and it carried in almost every area of my life since then. So yeah, it's something silly, something real small. Yeah, if y'all like this type of content, if y'all like hearing me talk about my personal experience and shit like that, I know sometimes when you talk about a little bit more details, it help people to relate to you on a more detailed or more contextual base. So it gives people an actual idea of what your everyday experience is like and stuff like that. And that's just a little bit of what I want to give to y'all today. So let me know if y'all enjoy this in the comments and shit. But let's get into it. Y'all, I think the year was around like 2017, 2018. I was in high school. I was at the end of my high school, pretty much getting out of high school at this time. At the time, I had like a job at Wendy's. If y'all don't know what Wendy's is, it's a fast food place. I'm pretty sure everybody know who Wendy's is. If you don't know what Wendy's is, I'm like, where have you been if you live in America and stuff like that? But yeah, at the time I worked at Wendy's, we was whipping up our little Dave singles, triples, doubles, 4 for 4, the biggie bag, all of that different type of stuff. It's funny how I could still remember like half the procedures they used to go in there. So at the time I was working at Wendy's, I was still in school at the time, and on this particular day I had to work, but I had to pay my phone bill. My phone carrier was like Boost Mobile or something at the time. So I was like maybe like a half a mile away from like a Boost Mobile place. So I used to walk to work like every day. So I was like, look, before I go to work today, I'm gonna go pay my phone bill before I go into work. You know what I'm saying? Go up to this little Boost Mobile real quick, pay that, and then head right up to work. Cause I didn't have a whip at the time. I used to walk to work every day. So it wasn't really nothing for me, you know what I mean? So I decided to go up there. That was my plan, you know what I'm saying? I got ready for work that day. Everything was feeling good. At this time in my life too, y'all, I was like, this was like at the beginning of like what I would call my spiritual awakening too. Just like me at one of my most least disciplined times. Like I used to stay up all night playing the video game, and then wake up the very next day, play the video game again, or do something that was very unproductive for myself. Or I didn't really have as much of a refined intention and direction for myself at that time. I guess that's why I'm critiquing myself so much. But anyways, so my undisciplined as I was going to the Boost Mobile to pay my phone bill, and I had got there all smooth. I knew the guy in there. He actually had sold me my phone, so it was cool and stuff like that. Talked to this guy, boom, boom, did all of that, paid the phone bill. Now I'm leaving. As I'm going and leaving the Boost Mobile to go to work, it was cold at the time. Keep in mind, it was around like winter, so it was around like 40, 30 degrees. It was just getting out of winter. It was around like probably like February or March, so it was just warming up a little bit. You know what I mean? So like you could see still ice on the ground, snow everywhere, big large puddles of water and stuff like that. So I'm walking like to go to Wendy's and stuff like that, to my job, because I got to go to work and stuff like that. It's a homeless man that's on the side of the street. Me, I don't know if y'all are the same way, but anybody that I come in contact, if I'm walking past somebody on the sidewalk, I try to like give them eye contact and try to give them like some like acknowledgement and be like, what's up, how are you, or just like a hi, an acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like we not aware of each other, you know what I mean? So to just break the ice is what I like to do. And it was a homeless man that was walking past, you know what I'm saying? But his eyes was like bloodshot red, and his eyes wide as hell, you know what I'm saying? And he was just staring stiff off into the distance, like he was staring right past me, like he wasn't looking at me at all. And then I tried to like nod at him, and then as we were like approaching each other, but as we got closer, I had said like, how you doing and stuff like that. And then he was incoherent. Like this dude was like, I was like, all right, man, this dude is a custo. He a crackhead or something, because he's like incoherent. He not responsive to anything that I'm saying right now. He in his own world. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, just another custo. I just like, it was just another thing. You know what I'm saying? If you in the hood, sometimes you be like, you see a custo, you be like, bro. I mean, like sometimes, and if you live in certain cities and you see custos, crackheads, and stuff like that, like they kind of common. So you just be like, all right, let me just do me, just another custo. It's a regular thing. Just as I'm walking past this dude, as he go past like my right shoulder at the time, I see this dude reach back like fast as hell. This dude had crackhead speed, crackhead strength. This dude grabbed me by my shoulder, like kind of twisted me his way. And then like I was kind of taken off guard because I didn't expect him to do this at all. And this nigga bit me on my shoulder, bro. A full Custo had bit me on my shoulder. At this point, I'm like, bruh, what the fuck, bro? I don't know if he got diseases. I don't know if I got AIDS now, all types of stuff. I was in there wigging. I was so mad, bro. You don't, like, y'all, I can't explain the amount of anger that was flowing through my chakras, that was flowing through my energetic system at this time. Because I was about ready to kill this nigga, bro. I was like, bro, this nigga really just bit me. I just tried to be nice to this dude. I'm over here being polite, trying to see if he good on the sidewalk. You know, most people ignore homeless people. I'm over here trying to give homeless person acknowledgement and stuff like that. And I'm over here, like, feeling all these feelings of, like, anger because, like, how he decided to treat me in opposed to how I treated him. And really what it was is I was feeling a little bit entitled at the moment. And, like, I had an expectation for how I think he should move. But we're going to get into that in a second. Anyways, after that, this dude still got me. He got like, after this dude bite me and shit like that, we sitting here fumbling back and forth. And I'm trying to get this dude off of me. He literally still got his teeth literally in my shoulder, and I'm feeling it. It hurt. It's cold outside. People driving past looking at us like we crazy. I don't even want to be associated with this dude. Now I feel like I look like a crackhead because I'm over here fighting with a crackhead. And then, so anyway, I had enough, and like a pulse of anger flew through me, and I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. I grabbed him by his shoulders and I threw his ass on the floor. I pretty much did like a unexperienced or like an unrefined judo flip on this man. And then after that, I was like just looking at him on the floor. I was like, I should kick the fuck out of this dude right now. You know what I'm saying? I should stomp his ass out. And I was so mad. But then you know what I was like? I was like, nah, let me just chill out. Let me not do that. Let me not go overboard. I defended myself, and that's all I needed to do. So I'm like, at this point, let me just get to work, bro, because that was a lot. I got a fucking bite mark, a deep-ass bite mark by a Custo on my shoulder and shit. I got to go get tested to make sure I don't got, like, some fucking rabies or something. And then after that, a whole bunch of cars. I look in the road because the road was right next to us. I look on the road, and a whole bunch of cars just slowed down, and they was looking at me like, you're a monster. I can't believe you just did that to that homeless man. And I was like, bro, did y'all not just see what just happened? This nigga bit me first. So then all of these cars start driving super fast through this puddle, and this is like splashing me with waves of water. And keep in mind, it's cold as fuck outside, and I still got about a mile and a half to walk before I get to my job. So I got to walk all the way to work in these soaked ass clothes in this cold ass weather. And then also at the same time, I didn't really initiate the attack, but these people, they started looking at me as if I initiated the attack, and they judged me and acted on me on behalf of as if I had actually initiated the attack. They acted as if I actually initiated the attack. And I was real hurt about this, you know what I'm saying? This was something that really hurt me, and I lost my sense of self immediately after they did that. I felt like the asshole, all types of stuff. I was like, bro, like, what am I doing? Like, I should get myself together, you know what I'm saying? I should be doing better out here. But at the end of the day, bro, it was like, it really was nothing else that I could have done in that situation when I look at it, like, in my clairvoyant mind now. Because, like, I did everything that I needed to defend myself, to get him off of me from, like, fending myself from danger. I didn't do any extra stuff after that. I still was nice to this guy. I could have beat his ass after I got him off of me, all types of stuff. But you know what I decided to do? I decided to let it go. The people, they came and drove into the water and splashed it all over me, and I was soaked. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 cars did this back to back, same puddle. And I'm sitting here trying to just avoid the puddle and shit, and also just trying to plead with the cars and shit, knowing damn well they can't hear me. Feeling goofy as hell, you know what I'm saying? And I just had like completely lost my sense of self. I was completely upset, and I had let it ruin like a couple of days for me, honestly. Like, I was down for a couple of days just because of that event, just because I felt like it was so inaccurately perceived. But, like, honestly, the lessons that I really learned from it was massive. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest lessons that I learned was just really, like, realizing that everybody not going to really see where you at in your story, or, like, what is the true what is the truth of the dynamics between things? You know what I'm saying? If you really are the so-called bad guy or the antagonist or the person who started or initiated the negative or positive or whatever it is, people are not always going to see that, so they're going to treat you as if you are on the opposite end of the stick. You could be the person that was doing the wrong thing for yourself, and they treating you like you the gracious one, and then you could also do the gracious thing, and they treating you like you did the wrong thing, which was in that case what I was experiencing in that time. At a certain point in time, there's not going to be validation in your exterior world sometimes for you to realize what is important for you to do in your life and what is actually true and what are the decisions that you should be proud of making for yourself. At that time, I didn't allow myself to actually guide myself by my own self. I was being led by everybody around me in my exterior environment. And that's the point of this video. That's the lesson that I really learned, was to really have a great sense of self and know what is for me in my personal experience, so that I can be more clairvoyant on where I stand. And when I reflect back on things, I actually know what I should be accountable for in both senses, negative and positive. Well, yeah, y'all, that's a little story time of one of the experiences that I had in my lifetime. And it's some small shit, like I said, but it was just funny when I look back on it. And it also is just like, I put so much energy into it when I really didn't need to. And I realized how gracious I was at that time. And I was able to be more thankful for myself at how I was able to treat all of those people, even when I got to work that day. You know what I mean? Like, I was super gracious that day. It was a super gentle day. The day encouraged me to be more gentle on people, you know what I mean, and to judge people less. And also at the time, you know, Sarah had worked with me at Wendy's, and, you know, we wasn't even dating at this time, but when I got there, she had cheered me up a whole bunch. So, you know, my day got better and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much all it is. So yeah, that's the story time. The moral of the story is, y'all, don't judge a book by its cover. It's a cliche ass thing to say, but it's so true. You know what I'm saying? You really got to have more context before you go out and criticizing things. And beyond even that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes criticizing things just doesn't help anything at all. If you're not getting any improvement, any self-improvement from the criticism, then maybe it just doesn't belong there in the first place. Also, you know what I'm saying? Being gracious is important, no matter how people perceive your graciousness. As long as you know that you're being gracious, that's what's important. So when you're taking that lie path or that untruth path, that false path, just know, even if the people around you are looking at you as if you are gracious, you know what's true inside of you. And that is what's truly going to determine where you are, what timelines you are capitalizing on, and all types of stuff in this lifetime. Who you are, where your integrity is going to lie. But yeah, y'all, keep taking care of yourselves. Remember what y'all projecting in the universe out here. You are one that's ultimately experiencing itself in the exterior form. So whatever you are experiencing out here, you are ultimately honing it in. You are ultimately projecting it in some fashion. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind for yourselves. Use that as the guide to really cleanse yourselves. But I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Remember to